Okay, but anyway, so the next question is more of a case study sort of thing. So let's say you have done something illegal and you do feel guilty about it. Can you share it with your therapist? Ilakkiya?
So there are confidentiality rules that your therapist will have to follow regarding your health concerns or the issues that you bring up in therapy. But I know that there might be some exceptions where they do have to break confidentiality in the interest of maybe greater public safety, or if um, if there was like a legal lawsuit against you and they needed this information, or the government, like there might be some situations where they have to break confidentiality, and depending on what illegal thing you have done, they might need to break that confidentiality. Let's say you murdered someone, that is quite illegal, and that might have to break the law of confidentiality. I'm not sure which things constitute that breach, where they have to explain that, tell someone that this has happened. But it's generally in the interest of greater safety. But I think it's still important that you do share it with someone, because if you know it's illegal and you've done it, you might be feeling really bad about it, and it's still important to get some help for that too. A lot of people who go to prison still need a lot of mental health help, and if you're already speaking to a therapist, you can get help with that like earlier on. Like it's an important thing, so don't hide it, I would say. But confidentiality might need to be breached.
Yeah, it is important that you share if something is bothering you, even if it is illegal. We would encourage it because it helps your therapist help you. Uh, if not, if this is the a thing that's bothering you and you do have some therapy sessions, but you never share this, then they won't be able to help you either. They need to get at least they would want to get a complete picture so that they're able to help you as good as they can. So I would encourage sharing it. And as Ilakkiya said, maybe you can read upon what they can share and what they can't share. But as Ilakkiya said, even like people in prison like need help, mental health help. So potentially, no matter what it is, you would still at least get the help, because at the end of the day, no matter the things that you have done, you're human, and if you need help, you should be given the right to get it. And that's why we encourage sharing this information as well. Sia, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think with illegality, as far as I remember, it might even differ state to state, at least in the US. So definitely encourage you to check in on that. Also, say you're in the middle of a session and you're like, I don't know if I'll get into trouble for sharing this. Pose it as a hypothetical and say, hypothetically, if someone were to talk to you about this, would that be okay? That's a tool that you can use for sure. That will not get you into trouble, but make sure your therapist is okay with hypotheticals to begin with. I'll definitely encourage that. But if not, was your question if it is illegal or evil?
No, it's illegal, and they feel guilty.
Okay, cool. Then I will withhold comment on evil.
This is not really part of the questions, but let's say you did something evil and you feel guilty. What do you do about it?
thanks for spinning the prompt so I can have my say. So I don't know, sometimes when you're going through life and you're going through like a certain set of rules and other people around you are telling you like something's good or something's bad, that might not objectively be the case. So for example, I grew up thinking that, judging somebody is evil. So every time I looked at someone that was like harming me or wasn't being good to me, and I judged them and I said, oh my God, you're not being a good person, I shut it down by saying, see, you're being evil right now. So now objectively, I know it's not evil to judge someone, because you do need to have judgment to protect yourself in the world and, surround yourself with good people and make right decisions. So if you're worried about doing something evil, that is totally relative. You should definitely talk to your therapist about that, because you might discover that, wait, people have different definitions of evil. There's a difference between like what you grew up believing or what people might have told you versus like what's effective and what's useful. So if be thinking that what you did is evil is stopping you, then definitely explore that.
That is a good point. And just to provide some context, when she says judge, it's like judge whether it was a good action or a bad action, not like judge whether you're fat, you're tall, you're short, not something like that. Okay, Ilakkiya, do you have anything to add to this?
Uh, Thank you for prompting that, Akshay, and thank you for answering that, Sia. And I think it's actually a really good observation that evil is subjective, and if you constantly tell yourself that what you're doing is evil and you have a lot of maybe repressed thoughts or about it because of what you do in response to evil or what you do that is evil, it would be definitely good to get a different person's opinion on it, because I know that uh, something that I was doing a lot when I was younger is basically emotionally supporting people like my parents, right? And I realized that that's really not my burden to bear after speaking to other people about that issue. Like, I didn't speak to a therapist, I was speaking to friends, but they have different lived experiences from me, and they were able to tell me, like, that's not your issue. It's not your fault if you need to solve their issues. It's not my responsibility. It's not my obligation. I shouldn't be forced to do this. It's not my thing to do. And that was something that I really only started to learn about through speaking to a friend from a different culture, because I think, at least in the Indian families that I've seen or grown up around, that's been a common thing. Like, you are responsible for your parents' happiness and you got to help them figure out their stuff. But they're adults, they're older than you, they need to deal with their own stuff. As children, you're not responsible for it. So that was something I learned from speaking to someone else. So it's definitely really good to share it with someone that you trust, if it's a therapist or a friend, to kind of get a better sense of, is it something I should be feeling bad about? So thank you.
Yeah, these are all like very good points. It's good that this question was asked.
Thanks for watching. For more discussions, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Also, make sure to like and comment more topics that you'd like to see us discuss. We'll see you next time.